Hi everybody, John with you. Welcome back to my channel and to our journey through my Hawaiian record collection. Before we get started today, I just want to remind you, if you haven't had a chance yet, or if you haven't heard about it, for those of my subscribers in the United States, if you'd like to check out my sort of relaunched online radio station at Live 365, it's called Hawaiian Hi-Fi, H-I-F-I as in high fidelity. Live 365 went out of business for a couple of years and they're back now, and I've signed back up, and so I have my 24-hour a day sort of easy listening, beautiful Hawaiian music station going anytime you want to listen. If you're in the United States, check it out, and I'll put the link to that below. Now let's get started on the records that we're looking at today. We are doing compilation albums. We're in the H section of that, so let's get started. Today the first one is a record album called Hula Blues. This is on Rounder Records out of Massachusetts, I think, who did a lot of folk albums and whatnot, and they did some Hawaiian, old Hawaiian steel guitar albums. So the songs on this album are really from, mostly from 78 RPMs. Vintage steel guitar instrumentals from the 1930s and 1940s. And this album is a gatefold, has quite a lot of information about the artists and about the tunings. I do play steel guitar. Well, I haven't played in a while. I haven't, and I'm really out of practice, and there's a lot of information about tunings and how they play, and that stuff is kind of lost to me because I don't actually read music, but it is very interesting for people that do. And also, I don't know if you can see this very well, but there's a series of cartoons around the outside. I don't know where they originally were published, but Legends of Hawaii from Fornander's Book of Legends, cartoon type renderings of different Hawaiian legends. Kind of interesting. Lots of information on this album. I particularly love the song, where is it? Oh, I guess that's not this album. Anyway, oh no, yeah, Blues of the Guitar. Blues of the Guitar, Andy Sanella. I don't know. It appeals to me. Anyway. Okay, next there's a couple of albums on the GNP Crescendo label, or G. Norman Presents, actually, is GNP. 2 volumes of this. The first one, Hukilau, Hulas, featuring a variety of artists: Ray Kinney, Kalani Bright, Mel Peterson, Bill Akamuho, and Andy Cummings. There are on the back some basic hula instructions, and specifically instructions for the Hukilau song. Some of the standards: Hawaiian Hospitality, Little Brown Gal, Lovely Hula Hands, Blue Lay, A Naughty Maine. Picture from the Kodak Hula show there. And then there's volume 2. Hukilau Hulas Volume 2. Now these are different artists than on the first volume. Fred and Ernie Tavares, Vince Akina, Bernie Ka'ai, Sam Ka'apuni. Also from the Kodak Hula show, this picture. And this one has, again, some hula instructions and specific instructions for keep your eyes on the hands. Show the label here. GNP Crescendo. This has Sweet Someone, Maui Girl, Hano 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 Le, Hui Mavaho o Kava'a. I love that song. Teresa Bright redid it years later. And what would I say about this album? These 2 were released on a CD together. GNP Crescendo was really good about reissuing a lot of their Hawaiian and Exotica material on CD. So there is a CD out there that has both of these releases on it. So these are I think these are fairly popular LPs. I mean, I think a lot of people have this. And what I would tell you is that if you like this volume 2, it does have a distinctive vocal, distinctive steel guitar sound to it. If you like it, you will like a group called the Polynesians on Crown Records, which you can find quite a lot of floating around eBay and whatnot. Because not all of them, but some of these guys, the Tavares, Bernie Ka'ai, Sam Ka'apuni, were members of the Polynesians. And so particularly Bernie Ka'ai's voice is very distinctive. And you hear the voice in the steel guitar and you think, if you have the Polynesians, like, that sounds like the Polynesians. Well, it's because it almost is the same group. So if you like this, I advise you check out the Polynesians mostly on Crown Records. They're on some other budget labels, but the Polynesians here did many albums on Crown. There's tons of records by them, and they are out there. So if you like the Hukilau Hulas, I would recommend you to the Polynesians because it's a similar sound. All right. Ilikai Hotel presents Music of Hawaii. Obviously, this album was created for the opening of the Ilikai Hotel. It says here, the Ilikai is a capital investment project. Mr. Chin Ho, president, very well-known entity here for building things. A picture of the Ilikai on the back. The Ilikai, of course, still here today. In fact, for a while I worked at a coffee shop that's in the Ilikai, presently still. And this is just a compilation of different artists on already released albums. Hilo Kalimas, Danny Stewart, Kaipo Miller, Nina Keali'iwa Hamana. These are songs that, I mean, they're actually Hawaiian songs that the people of Hawaii know and liked, pretty much. And I love the label for this. Check it out. And here we have two records that are the same. There's the earlier release and the later release. I'll show you the earlier release here. On Capitol Records, Webley Edwards, who is famous for the Hawaii Calls Orchestra and Chorus and the Hawaii Calls broadcast. He's the person producing that. Webley Edwards present Island Paradise, exciting on-the-spot recordings. The Adventures and Sounds and Music of Hawaii, the 50th State. So this was, I don't think there's a date on this, but shortly after statehood. You can tell the records that were pretty much, this was a demo, not for sale also, by the way. Records that were produced shortly after statehood, because so many records, Hawaiian music came out at that time, and always the titles usually seem to reference the 50th state somewhere. And this is a really nice issue. It's a gatefold, and it has lots and lots of beautiful pictures. And these are recordings like they went to of the boat day, the arrival of the boat coming in. There's like a live broadcast of the Hawaii Calls show, a visit to the artist performing at the Hilton Hawaiian Village. There's a bamboo medley of songs on bamboo organ and ensemble. They went to the Willows, famous Willows restaurant for the luau at the Willows. There's a great map. So this is kind of an interesting, concept album, live recordings, the sights and sounds. And then I guess it did well because they reissued it sometime in the 70s. The local label, Hula Records, reissued it in a really scaled down version, just called The Islands. It's the same recording, and it's a gatefold with information, but it doesn't have all the great pictures and whatever that the other one had. Really great pictures. Okay, we're going to stop there and listen to a few samples. Well, I hope you enjoyed those needle drops, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching and have a great week. We will talk to you next time, okay?